Hello again, everyone. It's Vince, and this is our update for January 27th, 2026. It is just before the close. It's 3:38 p.m. Eastern time. I've got to run. I've got to take care of some stuff, so I had to do the video a bit early here. But so far we've got a bit of a mixed close. I mean, for the most part, the broader market is up. And the Dow here down 400, that is pretty much all UNH. So UNH and UnitedHealth and Humana, both down big time today on heavy volume. There was word out of the Trump administration that they're thinking of keeping Medicare Advantage rates the same. And so initially there were thoughts of it going higher. So that's really, caused a big gap down here on UNH and Humana. Here's UNH down almost $70 or almost 20% here on huge, huge volume. Now, when we look at the weekly and we look at the monthly, here we are now flirting with this key level. And below here, there's a lot less support. So this could be a situation where we gap down, we find support again in this area, bounce, and eventually start making our way higher. But if we clear it, and especially if we clear the low from August, which was 234, now we could potentially see a lot more pain ahead for UNH. Let's have a quick look at Humana before we get to the rest of the charts. There it is, a massive gap down. Down 56 points or 21% here. Now, when we look at the weekly, and we look at the monthly, again, similar situation. There is a key level here, all the way going back to these highs here, right? We take it across, and there we go. Absolutely crucial. So we break that, and there's a lot more pain ahead, most likely here. So keep an eye on those two. Now, the S&P up nicely here, up 32 points. Let me go back to the daily. There it is, about to break out to a fresh new all-time high. The Nasdaq up 245. Tech stocks doing well today. And the Russell up just 4 points here. If we have a look at crude oil, it is up nicely today, 2.5% here, bumping up against some resistance, but we know there's plenty of that overhead for crude oil. Gold, which was down earlier, has bounced nicely here, a real sign of strength. We gap down this morning and really couldn't go any lower. We're just starting to make our way up slowly throughout the day, and here we are at a fresh new high, up 59 points. Silver, which again gapped down, was down sharply this morning, hasn't quite made it back into the green, and we're still down about 5 points, but well off the low. So another sign of strength. Bond yields, the lower, a 3-month, 2-year, 5-year, slightly lower, while the longer-term treasuries, the 10-year, 20, 30-year, are higher. The dollar taking it on the chin here. Wow. And there we go. That is follow-through in its clearest form here. No question about that. So we talked about this in prior videos and chats, breaking this trend line of these lows. And now here we are. Below that with some follow through. So that's looking like this could continue here. The VIX not really doing much, up slightly, was at 1620. That's nothing to really worry about so far. Bitcoin pretty quiet, up 470, while Ethereum up 68 points. Now, looking ahead, tomorrow afternoon, we get the Fed's decision on interest rates. Now, for the most part, most people are thinking they're going to hold rates steady. All right. That is what's expected, to hold rates steady. Will we see a move one way or the other? I mean, it's possible. I highly doubt we're going to see an increase, but we could see a 1/4 point rate cut. Who knows? But again, they're expected to keep things as is for now. On the earnings front, again, there's plenty of earnings, but the biggies are tomorrow after market close. Tesla, Microsoft, Meta, And then on Thursday after market close, we've got Apple and Visa, etc. So some big names coming up. Now, a few charts that I'm looking at here that I want to share with you. Here they are. We are going to start at the bottom here, team. Now, we've talked about team before. This one's been in a downtrend for a while. And here we are, a very nice orderly retracement right into that downsloping 20 and into these prior lows marked by this orange line. And if we look at the weekly, this will be a nice rejection here if we get it. There it is. The reason why I like this a lot for a short is there is really very little support down below here. So, you know, we don't have a reentry yet, and we've got to, as always, be careful with earnings. Only 9 days away. Okay, so this one I'm likely not doing anything with right now, but after earnings, if we find ourselves below this orange line here, I think we're going, much lower. We could be, and it's still at $133. So lots of potential pain here ahead, which could be profits to the short side. So now we get to the long side. KO, Coca-Cola. This one looks like a nice, getting close to a breakout. Now have a look at how many times going back here, going back to August of 2024, how many times we've come up here to test this level and failed to break out, right? Every single time sellers have piled in. Now, at some point, who's ever selling up there will be exhausted and off we go. So I'm looking for that break above 73. Can we get it? If we do, have a look at where we are longer term. If we do, we're at all-time highs, right? There is absolutely nothing overhead. So this is one that I'm going to continue to watch. I'm not doing anything right now, but there's a lot to like about this chart. Not only do we have, are we at a great location, but we've got a bullish engulfing pattern here today, and absolutely nothing overhead. Now, earnings are 14 days away here, so still potentially playable, but again, this could be a longer term move as well. If we break here, I would expect that trend to last for a while. So we'll keep an eye on that. Then we have ABAT here, American Battery Technology. Now, this could be a buy. It was a buy earlier. Today it's been fluctuating, so a little bit more upside here. We'll likely get a new buy signal. But again, look at where we are and look at all the blank space overhead. We even have a gap here to shoot for. So looking at the weekly, looking at the monthly, again, a lot to like. We've moved above, retested it. Looks like it's successful so far. On the weekly, we've got a nice trend here. On the daily, we've been consolidating. Again, a way to be a little more conservative is wait for the break of these highs here near 540. That's really a no-brainer trigger there. But if we get a new buy signal here by the close or tomorrow, then that's something I would definitely consider myself. And then the two that I really like today, Hut Mining, HUT. There it is, a fresh new buy. Now, again, this is a situation where when you're consolidating like this, you could just wait for a break or a close above that high. That would make it a little safer, but this looks pretty good. We've still got slope here. We got a nice decisive bar today. Higher time frames are aligned, strong trend intact, and virtually no resistance, overhead resistance, up to that high. So that high comes in around 83. We are still at 61. Plenty of room for profit there. And then my favorite of the day, PL, Planet Labs, excuse me, Planet Labs. Don't mistake this with the Platinum Futures. Planet Labs, PL. Beautiful re-entry here. We get a nice orderly pullback. We kind of go sideways for a couple of days, and now we get that nice decisive move. We never did even get close to breaking the 20 here. If you look at the weekly, beautiful strong trend intact. You look at the monthly, and I mean, it looks like we're really extended, right? But we're at all-time highs, and have a look at that volume here on the monthly. So a lot of buyers piling in here. This could continue. I really, really like it. And earnings are still 58 days away here. So beautiful looking chart there. Again, these aren't recommendations. They are examples of the types of trades that I take, and perfect examples of what you should be looking for with the Victory system. All right. Now, keep in mind, we are having another live market chat tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. Come on and join us if you can. Love to see you there. But until then, hope you have a great evening, and we'll see you on our next update. Take care.